What's good? It's Woog. Bad news out of boxing. After suffering his first pro defeat at the hands of Errol Spence at 147 welterweight by fishing way outside of his primary weight division, current 135 lightweight WBC champ Mikey Garcia has vacated his 135 title and plans to explore his options at 147 and 140. He has been given emeritus status by the WBC, which means that should he return to 135, he can immediately fight for the title there. That means that Garcia elected not to defend his 135 title versus mandatory challenger Luke Campbell out of England. Now, I say that this is all unfortunate because this eliminates the potential for the biggest and best fight that can be made at any weight class south of 147, which is Mikey Garcia versus Vasyl Lomachenko, who holds the WBA and WBO titles in the division. This fight hadn't been made for business promotion-related reasons, as the Al Heyman PBC Fox versus Bob Arum top-ranked ESPN wars rage on. They aren't getting it done. They can't get Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford done, and now this Garcia-Lomachenko title unification ship might have also sailed. But aside from the title unification aspects of that potential fight, this would feature two of boxing's top 10 pound-for-pound fighters and has the public pretty split on who would win, although I'd expect Lomachenko to be the betting favorite. There's just so much hype attached to his unique, dazzling boxing style, and most of his performances have been pretty spectacular. But I've said several times and will say it again that I think Garcia would probably win that fight because he too is an ultra-skilled boxer, but also has fierce knockout punching power in both hands. He is technical, not as high volume as Lomachenko, whose opponents look surrounded as they're unable to stop getting hit, as Loma showcases his hand speed, upper body movement, and footwork dancing all around them. I just feel that Garcia has accurate enough punches and dangerous enough power to significantly lower Lomachenko's output. Lomachenko lets his hands go when he feels that his opponents, 1, can't catch him flush because of his movement, and 2, can't keep up with his fast pace. They truly get overwhelmed, they get beaten up, and they often get knocked out or they quit between rounds. Garcia would be a unique opponent in that he positions his feet in a way where if an opponent crowds his space in a way that Lomachenko likes to crowd and operate, Garcia's counterpunching could discourage those constant entries into striking range. Again, unfortunate that we won't get that fight. Lomachenko doesn't appear to have any plans to move above 135 lightweight, as he's still, to my eyes, getting acclimated to that weight class. Despite knocking Anthony Crolla out, dropping him face first to the canvas, I just don't know if Loma's body build frame-wise lends itself to effectively gaining more weight while operating at its best. Back to Garcia and his decision, which I think is a bad one, especially if he's planning to fight at 147, the same weight class where he challenged devastatingly powerful and also very skilled Errol Spence and lost every round. While yes, Spence is a special case and isn't totally indicative of how Garcia would perform versus other top 10 to 15 welterweights, I also don't think that Garcia's body lends itself to too much weight gain while operating at its best. This makes me think that he either A, knows that there's no chance of him fighting Lomachenko and doesn't see any other attractive options at 135, or B, he doesn't think that he could beat Lomachenko, therefore doesn't want to fight him. I don't think that that was the case. Or C, he can't easily and comfortably get back down to 135 after having gone all the way up 2 classes to 147. That, I believe, is a strong possibility. Mikey Garcia has won titles in 4 divisions. I remember when he was knocking people out at 126 and 130 before taking a nearly 3-year layoff because of promotional disputes. When he finally returned to the ring, he looked like a very different guy body-wise. Gone was this really skinny guy with the big head. He now looked like someone who'd spent most of his time in the weight room. His body type altered, and he hasn't been that same skinny kid since. And that's the thing, he's also 31 years old now, and weight fluctuations become more difficult as you age without taking a negative hit to your performance. Think Roy Jones Jr. dropping back down to 175 to fight Antonio Tarver the first time, just after Jones challenged and beat heavyweight champ John Ruiz. Jones was really never the same fighter from that point on. If anything, it'd be a safer bet for Garcia to settle in at 140, but safe doesn't appear to be in the guy's vocabulary. Having now seen him call out and fight Errol Spence Jr., I still can't believe that he made that career decision. Garcia would just have a really difficult time at 147. I don't think I would favor him over Crawford, Thurman, although I've got to see Thurman in a second fight post-layoff. I don't think Garcia beats Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao. I mean, maybe he does make some adjustments and grows into the division where he can compete with the elite. And maybe him versus Spence was an aberration because of how effectively and unexpectedly Spence used that jab. But Garcia is only 5'6", and he doesn't appear to have a lot of room to add weight effectively, and we still don't know how well his punching power carries at 147. We never really saw him even hit Spence flush. I know that he has power, but so do all of these beasts at 147. I do understand that 147 has all the big names, whereas 140 is still in the wake of Terence Crawford winning all of its titles and is still figuring itself out as a division, with growing names like Regis Prograis, Carol Relic, Maurice Hooker, and arguably its most popular fighter, Josh Taylor from Scotland. If big names and big fights is what Garcia's after, it'll take some time before he finds that at 140. This ongoing World Boxing Super Series 140-pound tournament should move that group of fighters in the right direction, in the same way that the recent 200-pound cruiserweight tournament has launched Alexander Usyk from the Ukraine, and specifically from Lomachenko's team. Usyk unified that division, winning all of its belts, and is now heading to heavyweight. But again, I think that Garcia should think long and hard before continuing down this 147 path, unless he just wants another 2 to 3 fights before retiring, with hopefully one being a Pacquiao fight. Then I get it. I'm just very disappointed as a fan that this huge opportunity appears to be lost at 135 lightweight. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think that there's potential for Mikey Garcia at 147, at 140? Will he ever return to 135? And do you think Lomachenko will soon jump from 135 to 140? Who do you think would have won in a lightweight showdown between the two? Does this now mean that Lomachenko's next big future opponent is then Gervonta Davis, who will inevitably move up from 130? Is it Teofimo Lopez? Let me hear from you. Please like and subscribe. I'm Woog. Thanks for tuning in.